XSEED English Grade 5th, Block number 5, Analyzing a Poem. Lesson Plan 1, The Story of Flying Robot. Have you ever been told that you have to follow a rule or else something really bad will happen? Today we will read a poem about a boy named Robert. He also doesn't follow a rule. What does this title tell you about the story? Do you think Robert is a real boy or an imaginary one? Robert is probably imaginary boy as real boys can't fly. Before reading the poem, let's understand the glossary. Pours. To rain very hard. During the rainy season, it pours for weeks and weeks. Thistles. Plants with needle-like thorns. You should always wear shoes on the lawn in case you step on sharp thistles. Tumbling. Falling quickly. Often while rolling, when I was very young, I enjoyed tumbling down the grassy hill in the park near my house. The story of Flying Robot. When the rain comes tumbling down in the country or the town, all good little girls and boys stay at home and mind their toys. Robert thought, no, when it pours, it is better out of doors. Rain it did, and in a minute Bob was in it. Here you see him, silly fellow, underneath his red umbrella. Here Bob is a short form of Robert. What a wind! Oh, how it whistles through the trees and flowers and thistles. It was caught his red umbrella. Now look at him, silly fellow, up he flies to the skies. No one heard his screams and cries. Through the clouds the rude wind bore him, and his hat flew on before him. Soon they got to such a height, they were nearly out of sight, and the hat went up so high that it nearly touched the sky. No one ever yet it could tell where they stopped or where they fell. Only this one thing is plain, Bob was never seen again. The poem starts by giving a rule that children should follow, not playing in the rain. Then it tells us about how Robert didn't follow this rule and went out in the storm anyway. Finally, it tells us how the storm blew Robert away. The rule about not playing in the rain is something from real life. Some children also like to play in the rain, but the part about the wind picking Robert up by his umbrella and him flying away is not real at all. We don't expect this part because the beginning of the poem seems real. It is exaggerated. Something that is exaggerated is too much for real life. Exaggeration is often funny. The author may have written this poem to teach children a rule in a funny way. Now let's continue by finishing S1. Use the poem The Story of Flying Robert to fill in the chart. Character's name: Flying Robert. Rule to follow: don't play outside in the rain. How did character not follow this rule? Write what he did. He said it is better out of doors. He always played outside in the rain. He wore his hat and red umbrella. Exaggerated events or details. The wind blew him up into the sky. He screamed and cried and was carried away by the storm. What is meaning of exaggerated? Something that is exaggerated is too much for real life. Exaggeration is often funny. For example, I am feeling so hot I am melting, or I am dying to see a movie. How the poem ended. Robert flew far away. He was never seen again.